No mai, haere mai. Welcome to 3 News. Defence Minister Judith Collins has just left Ukraine after a secret visit there and has revealed that Prime Minister Christopher Luxon will also be visiting Kyiv in the nearish future. The visit included laying flowers to pay tribute to those who have been killed in the war, meeting with Ukraine's foreign affairs and defence ministers and taking part in country-to-country meetings. I spoke to Collins just after she crossed the border back into Poland. Just to note, Collins is in a vehicle in a motorcade, and as you'll see, the shot is a little shaky. I began by asking her whether people in Ukraine are still hopeful of a ceasefire.
Well, I felt that people were actually very optimistic that something could be brought about, but they're also incredibly realistic. I mean, they have been in a war that they didn't ask for 3.5 years, and they're the most resilient people I've ever met, but they also want this war to end, and they really do want a ceasefire to occur.
Vladimir Putin, of course, has been seen alongside President Xi and Kim Jong-un all this week in China. How did the Ukrainians that you spoke to feel about this?
Well, I imagine you can imagine exactly what they felt about it. What they saw was they are fighting North Korean troops. They've also taken some Chinese prisoners as well. And their view is very much that they are in a war of survival in Ukraine for their lives, but also for their culture and their heritage. And they are not giving in. They are the gutsiest people on earth.
Minister Collins, New Zealand has never sent a Prime Minister to Ukraine. That's despite multiple invitations from President Zelensky. Isn't it time that Christopher Luxon went?
I am fully aware that the Prime Minister is intending to come to Ukraine in the nearish future, and I know that he'll be very much welcomed. He has obviously met with senior leaders of Ukraine at various events, and so he is very well thought of in Ukraine.
Can you give us a timeline on that? Is that something that'll happen before the end of the year, for example?
I don't think I should say that at all. I think it's very important that we leave the Prime Minister to make his own arrangements. But I do know that he is planning to visit Ukraine in an appropriate time.
OK. On his behalf, then, what was your message from the New Zealand government to the Ukrainian ministers that you met with?
Well, I was very supportive, obviously, on behalf of the Prime Minister and the government of the resilience of Ukraine, the fact that they are fighting for not only their own freedom, but they are very aware that what comes next, should Russia be successful in removing, basically putting Ukraine back into some sort of Soviet-style arrangement. They know that other countries like Poland and Moldova and Estonia, that they are all vulnerable as well because of this aggression from Russia. So my view was very clearly, New Zealand stands steadfast with countries of peace and countries with democratic values, shared values, that people have freedom, and that we absolutely think that this is an incredibly important thing for us to do.
Just last week, 25 people were killed in the capital, in Kyiv, during Russia's second largest attack. How long were you there for, and at any point did you feel unsafe?
Well, I felt that we had very good people making the assessments, and if it had been too unsafe, then we would not have gone in. But it is, we were there for basically a day, and we came in off the train very early on in the morning. I was met by the Deputy Minister of Defence, who I'd met before as well, and we started our day very action-packed, and we left on the train at night. There had been obviously a strike and drone attacks during that night. There were warnings in the morning that we came in, but mostly the Russians attack at night, and the major attacks are like 3 o'clock and 4 o'clock in the morning. So it's just when people are sleeping, to kill the maximum number of people.
Defence Minister Judith Collins there. We were speaking to her just moments after she had left Ukraine and crossed the border into Poland.